Hello, welcome back to part 2 of the whole house declutter. I'm just picking up exactly where I left off last week. So the first area I'm going to put the light on, declutter, is our coats. The actual coats don't need decluttering, but what does need decluttering is this dog bit. Because Ruben's been growing and we've replaced a couple of his things, so we don't need some of these things. So that's his lead that we use every day, and his harness, which we do need. This is it. Okay, so these are the two things that we need to declutter from this section. This no pull thing. Sorry, I was just moving out the way because he's now coming up the stairs. He's actually wondering what I'm doing with all his stuff. Yeah, he grew out of this nose thing and it was like rubbing his face and making all of his skin dry and come off, which was horrible. So we got him a bigger, better one. And then this is like a for his new one. You like it loops through his nose thing and then clips onto his collar. It's like a safety measure, but actually we find it really annoying. So and his collar's on only very loosely because he has to have it on for his tag, which is like a legal requirement in the UK for your dog to be like tagged with like a little tag on their collar. So these two things can be decluttered. And then this is just his like a walking bag, which is really handy in the summer when I don't have coats to hold all of our stuff. And that's about it. So I'll just put this stuff back and then we can move on to the living room. And again, we are basically the living room declutter is just Ruben's toys that need to be decluttered a little bit. Are you going to help me, Ruben? Ruben? Oh, he's at the top of the stairs. So yeah, he just needs his toys decluttering really. Let me show you the living room. Actually, I'll put a light on first and then I'll show you. So this is our living room. It's like a bit dark now. But this is the book I was talking about last week that I bought recently and I'm replacing with my other minimalism book, and it's A Year of Living Simply by Kate Humble. I'm currently that halfway through. That is an Allen key, a spare Allen key as my bookmark. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's quite lovely actually. Like she has a nice way of writing. So yeah, I'm really enjoying reading this every morning rather than being on my phone. But the living room is pretty, we keep it very simple anyway. So we've got our radiator cover. I need to change the writing on this because that's Christmassy. But this is my absolute most favourite, loveliest possession in the room, which is my picture of Ruben when he was just 4 months old. And then baby scan. Well, when she's born, I'm sure we'll have loads more pictures and stuff. But that's basically it. So yeah, I'm going to declutter Ruben's toys in his little toy box. I'm going to go through here and just make sure there's nothing that we want to get rid of here. And then this is our coffee table. This picture needs to be hung up in the hallway when it's decorated. And this is my mum's hot water bottle that she left here at Christmas, which I need to return when we go visit them. And that's all that is in this room. So yeah, nice and cozy, nice and decluttered. So yeah. is what I'm getting rid of. Two dog toys and a sock. The other one was completely destroyed. And then Ruben stopped playing with this sock. 2 bits of rubbish that were just in the boxes. This cable, which I have no idea what it goes to, so I'd like to ask Scott if he knows about that first. And then this exercise DVD, which I got in lockdown, but I try to do it when he's around, and I can't because he just jumps all over me. And I think I'll prefer going to the gym when the baby is here and I need to get back into being healthy. So yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items in this room. Okay, so we're on to the dining room. This one's going to be a bit more tricky, just because we've got a few more bits in here. We're going to start with these 2 bookshelves, and then, yeah, basically this blue box here is like what I would call as our junk drawer, which has all like random bits in it. So yeah, that's going to take some time to sort through, but let's yeah, see how much we get through here. Okay, so that's a pretty good haul, I think, for decluttering. So I've got a couple of winter things of Scott's that I've never seen him wear in his life. This is a bobble hat that Ruben broke. There's a bobble on here. And I think I prefer one of Scott's other ones. So I'm just going to probably donate those. This is one of those other Yankee candle things from that thing I decluttered from upstairs, which we're not going to use, so get rid of that. Another mystery wire, a sage stick, which just absolutely stinks the house out. And I prefer incense and candles, and so get rid of that. A couple of IKEA pencils, a bag that we're not going to use. My dad gave me this map with another one, and I kept them to keep him happy, but I'm just going to get rid of this one donate this one because I'm never going to use it. And I know he likes to use maps, but I'm a bit more of a modern person. 2 second-class stamps, because these are now invalid. You have to have a barcode on them, so they're just useless. 3 magazines, again, that I'm not going to read. A DVD that we're not going to watch. And then 2 gardening books, which I flicked through, didn't find that useful. So, yeah, quite a good haul. So that's basically, yeah, that's it for the dining room. So, in the kitchen, last room in the house, that needs to be decluttered. I'm running out of room in my donation box. I've got a whole bag full of rubbish as well. But I'm just going to go through every single cupboard, and yeah, just declutter each cupboard one by one, and yeah, just be really ruthless, especially with like food and yeah, like other items that we don't use very often. I know which ones I know all the items that we use really regularly, so that's not a problem. It's just those ones that we use occasionally where I think I'm gonna have to make some tough decisions. But I've got a few things in mind that I know I want to declutter already, so that makes things a bit easier. So yeah, on the final stretch, gonna declutter it all. Then I will, when Scott gets home from work, ask him about the things that I've decluttered that I found that were his. And yeah, then the whole house would have been decluttered. And then I can spend all of my Sunday relaxing, which would be lovely. So let's get cracking. Okay, so the first cupboards I'm going to declutter are these two. And there's just a couple of bits in here that I want to declutter. Let me just spin you around. So this is our blended stuff, which we really like. But the two things I want to declutter from this cupboard are these two SodaStream bottles. They're so difficult to clean and they're so disgusting now, and I don't use them, and I wouldn't want to use them now because they're so gross. So those two can be decluttered. I'll put my declutter pile just here. Excuse the mess, I just had a apple and peanut butter snack and a can of Coke. So yeah, so those two can go. The other cup that can go from here is this one, because the lid broke, so it's just an open cup. So it's just not very useful anymore. And then that's all of our glass, like our travel bottles, decluttered. Then we've got our two like smoothie ones. So that's fine. I don't need to declutter any like appliances because we're really strict with what appliances we put in our house. But in this bottom shelf, at the back there are some SodaStream syrups, and I know that I'm not going to use them. So there's this Diet Cola syrup. I know that needs to go. And then the old-fashioned lemonade. Actually, maybe I will keep those two. I might use them this year. How much is left in this one? Oh no, it's like all gross at the bottom, so that's going. And let's have a look at this one in the light. Okay, this one looks okay, so I'm gonna put this one back. I'll put it up front here so I know to use it. And I'll try it once and see if it's nice, and if it's gross then I can declutter that. So that's everything from this side of this cupboard. Sorry about the bad lighting, there's not really much I can do because I'm in the bottom of the cupboard, but we're putting up a wooden shelf hopefully tomorrow. So these things, these three things are going on the shelf along with the two Hay Club jars, because it's so pretty, like the sides are so nice. This is going on the shelf, this is going on the shelf, and that's going on the shelf. The Heroes tin is always good to have as like just like a tin basically, but it's these bottles that I'm not too sure about. So this one still has its cap, so I think we'll keep this one, but this one without the cap, I think we'll get rid of this one because we don't need it. So there's three things. And then it's all these glass jars. So let me just get this, all these glass jars out, and then I can have a better look. Okay, so this is where I need to be realistic about what we are going to use and what we're not going to use. Because I don't need this many jars. So I'm going to keep this big one because that's quite useful and it's got the lid. And I'm also going to keep this pasta one because we use these jars to drain like excess fat and oils off our pans rather than putting them down the drain. So we don't block up our drains. So it's useful to have this jar, and the same for this. Let's have a couple of jars, and we call them fat jars. Then it's other things like, okay, so I think I'll probably get rid of this one because it's not very clean. Even though it's quite nice, No, I'll keep this one because it's a nice shape. And I'll put that on the dishwasher to give it a dishwash. The same with these jars. These are quite nice shapes. But then the garlic one, yeah, I'll keep this garlic one because it has like very lazy on it, which is funny. And again, that's a nice shape. But I'll keep one normal one. But this jar of honey, this one can go. This old peanut butter one can go. And then I've got 4 ramekins. And I'll keep them because these little ramekin pots are quite useful. So I got rid of 2. So that's improvement. Hopefully, oh yeah, they all fit into this little tub now. Nice and neat. So they're not going to overflow into the cupboard. There we go. So these are my jars to keep for doing bits and bobs. These are my fat jars. And now that's all neat and tidy, I can move on to the next cupboard. The next cupboard on the list is this. This is our bits and bobs cupboard. So we've got Tupperware, like our wax wraps, kitchen foil, things like that in. The only thing I really want to declutter from this drawer is this tea towel, because I recently replaced this one with a new one, well, 2 new ones from TK Maxx, which is really nice. But this one's got holes in it, it's just getting a bit tattered. So I'm going to use it as like a rag for like in the garden or doing other jobs like that. But that can live in the shed with all the other gardening bits and rags, rather than being in the house. Because I have to move it out of the way to get to the things I want. So that can go. I'm going to just quickly go through our Tupperware to see if there's anything that we want to get rid of there. But then everything else in this cupboard is stuff that we use quite regularly, so doesn't really need to be decluttered. There's a couple of like light bulbs and batteries and stuff which we need to take to the supermarket, so I'll make sure I do that tomorrow when we go. But yeah, that's apart from the Tupperware, that's pretty much it. Okay, so the only thing I'm decluttering from the Tupperware drawer is this stray lid. So yeah, another item down. The next things are the cutlery, the plates and the pots and pans. I really don't think there's anything in there. I'll have to give it a look. But I've just got to go let the dog back in. He's in the garden. He's just by the door, but he has really muddy feet, so I've got to wipe his feet, which is a bit of a palaver. And then I'll carry on. Okay, back. So I'm going to go through these drawers and see if there's anything we can get rid of. And if not, then I move on to the like the pantry cupboards. Okay, so the only 2 things I'm decluttering are a plastic knife. In theory, this was because for when we go on picnics to take a knife, but we never actually do use it. And I probably would just take a metal knife. So that one can go. And then this is like a wooden spoon knife butter thing. I got as a gift at Christmas, but it was an unexpected gift from someone. I didn't realise they were going to get me anything. And yeah, it's one of those ones I just sort of took, said thank you very much. Thought I'm probably going to declutter that. But it's really nice, so I'm going to try and sell it at the car boot with everything else. But yeah, I don't really need this. We have a butter knife and a cheese knife and stuff already, so nice sentiment, but thanks, no thanks. Okay, so now it's time to move on to food. I don't know if any of you watch my other videos on how we meal plan stuff, but we do shop our cupboards a lot. So like the everyday food, that's fine. It's just we have a couple of things in our this cupboard up, where is it? Here, baking cupboard. And then this here's our pantry cupboard. There's like stuff at the bottom I know that we could probably get rid of. The big task is actually Ruben's drawer, which is this one. This just needs organising and cleaning more than anything, but I will see if there's anything I can get rid of in there. And then, where's my arm? This cupboard is like a non-cupboard, and then that's our bins. And then that's, apart from the glassware, that's like the whole kitchen. So, yeah, pretty close to the end now. So I'm just going to go through, see if there's anything we can declutter, and maybe I'll clean out the dog's drawer while he's outside, so he's not putting his nose in, because all of his treats are in there and stuff. And then, yeah, then we'll be done, which is like amazing. As well as having lunch and a walk and stuff, it's not really even taking me a full day to do this. So the whole house being decluttered. I mean, decluttering it and actually then getting the things like out and gone and away is kind of different. So we still got to go to the car boot to actually sell all this stuff. And then once, if things don't sell, then we'll be taking them to the donation centre, a charity shop, or just a recycling centre. So there is that, but at least I have everything that I want to take to the car boot like in one pile now, so I can just go and then we can just clear it before the baby gets here and have, yeah, completely fresh start with all of our stuff. I'm sure as the baby, obviously with babies there's just a lot of things as children grow, so I'm sure we'll be decluttering in and out all the time, but it feels very nice to like get rid of all this stuff and just have a bit more of a clean slate and know that things aren't like lurking in the back of cupboards anymore. So yeah. So I've very roughly organised this into treats, seasonal, so like his sun cream wipes, his cool bandana, his Christmas bandana, and his Halloween ears. Treats, like food and other treat mat things, and then things for like grooming and poo bags, bits like that, and then this is stuff for walks as well. So at least that's all nice and clean and tidy now and a bit more organised. We'll have to see if it stays organised. And this area, this stays pretty neat and tidy. I mean, I've got to take the compost bin out. But the only thing I am decluttering from this section is this mug up here. So I got myself a new mug. This used to be my favourite mug, but all the stuff has come off. It's an effing birds one, and it's not the same. The reason why it was my favourite is because of the quote on it. I bet this problem will go away if we have more effing meetings. But because it's all coming off, you know, it's just like a normal kind of mug. So that's what I'm decluttering from that section. Yeah, and that's it. So this is everything I've decluttered from the kitchen. So we've got those bottles, glass jars, tea towel, the spoon, this lid, a mug, a tiny pack of almonds, which is just pathetic. This chili and fennel mix, which we got in part of a ready meal, which we will never have because Scott doesn't like any sorts of spice. This plum and apple chutney, which we got for Christmas 2 Christmases ago. We've never opened it, but I'm going to see if my mum and dad want this one. Some chili oil. I've had this for, oh God, I don't even want to know when I've had this. I mean, this is probably about 10 years old, this chili oil. So just time to go because I never use it. Scott doesn't like spice. And then some glycerin, which I don't even know what I've got this for now. But one of my friends is like a really avid baker, so I'm going to see if she wants that. And then some juniper berries. Scott got these because we did like a Secret Santa last year, a family Secret Santa, and he wanted to try and make gin infused vodka, but just never got round to it. And we're not going to use these, so see if somebody in the family wants them. These are all attachments to a piping bag, which went mouldy, so we don't have it anymore, so we don't need those. I don't pipe anything. And then from Ruben's cupboard, his whole tea head collar box, we don't need that. The nail grinder, which we thought we would try to do his nails, and it's just can't do them. He's just won't let us go near his feet. Even to wipe them to come into the house is like a drama. Some party I emptied these candles out into our sort of party box, so we don't need the wrapper, the paper, like the plastic anymore. And then an advent calendar, which we got for Ruben this year, and we didn't, for some reason, we just saw Lily's kitchen and was like, oh yeah, those are his treats, we'll get him this advent calendar. It's an advent calendar for cats. So my sister has 2 cats, so we're going to be giving this to her to give to her cats. And then this muffin tin. I haven't used it for a really, 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 really long time. I will be making fairy cakes eventually again with our daughter, but that will be in like 2 or 3 years' time. And in the meantime, I'm not going to be making them. I don't need this. It just gets in the way, so it's going to be donated. So that's everything from the kitchen. That's the big box of everything else from the rest of the house. That's a big bag of rubbish. That is the house decluttered completely, which is a bit satisfying. So yeah, it has taken me like I would say like a good few hours to declutter everything, but I'm really happy with everything we're getting rid of, and yeah, it just means I can carry on with my life now, and I won't have to declutter again until probably the end of this year, maybe when the baby starts growing out of stuff or wants to like explore a bit more and starts crawling. But I mean, yeah, the rest of this year I can just not have to declutter anything, which is really nice. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed these decluttering videos. See how much a minimalist really can declutter. Turns out lots and lots and lots. So if you feel like you're getting nowhere and you're just decluttering all the time, and every time you go to declutter you declutter more and more stuff, don't worry, because I'm still decluttering and I've been a minimalist for ages. So yeah, it's just about setting some time aside to get it done, keep on top of things, be really conscious about what you're keeping, what you're buying, yeah, it all does get there. You do get there, and it's very satisfying to have a nice pile of stuff to get rid of. So if you need the spring cleaning motivation, decluttering motivation, I hope you've got it. And I will see you in my next video next week. Okay?